Hello, everybody. Welcome to my weekly meltdowns coverage of Big Brother 25. We have an eventful yet uneventful double eviction to talk about. Julie's Bob. We have to chat about as well. Just so many scary related things that we have to get into here, but. I have so many thoughts. Like me and Beth were like chatting backstage, like before Andrew, you hopped on, and we were like, wait, we have to like stop and like
we have to stop and save this.
wait all of our like bitching for on air. But first, Beth, I wanted to give a shout out to you. You did a really wonderful job this morning on Taryn's live feed
Thank
updates.
you.
And I loved how you shouted out my weekly meltdown at the end as the more unhinged recap of Big Brother 25 compared to RHAP.
All I'm saying,
so
all I'm saying is if Allison's gonna have a fart machine that she does like all the time and all that stuff, like I don't know if we could be like, yes, like come on down for some serious coverage.
That's true.
We are serious about our coverage, but we like to let loose and have fun a little bit. But thank you so much, Tyler. That's really great.
Obviously, of course.
Obviously, we also have Andrew, the hustler, joining us this week as well for our live eviction coverage. But before we get going, we should say hello to those in the chat. See, even without Allison here, we can remember these kind of things. So
she'll be here as a zombie in just a couple minutes.
I have a comment on that I will tell her offline that she will appreciate. So we need to say hello to Matt Henning, who is back again. To Heather Jean, Anelda, Cassie Lee, Thomas McGee. I'm scrolling down Weston. And I'm just making sure there's a lot of wonderful Joseph Boza, Allison Acidland. Love that name.
Ooh,
that is like
a cool name.
That to me sounds like a club kid drag queen name, and I'm here for it.
I love
Samuel S, Eddie James, Kylan, welcome on in. We have Dominic, John P. Music. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Obviously, we have a lot to talk about.
We do. Well, I want to start with Andrew's like overall thoughts because it's been a hot minute since you've been on. The last time you were here, you had like internet issues galore. The week before that, you just kept getting interrupted by Allison's fart machine. So internet issues are solved. Allison and her fart machine are not here. So Andrew, I need to hear like your first thoughts in terms of like where we're at in the season so far, like all the things. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm torn on a lot of things because I think moves that needed to happen. I just wish they would have been about a week later, right? Like I would have loved a jury phase with some of these people more than a pre-jury phase. Like I think Cameron and Jared both are very much jury phase worthy, and I would love their opinion in that final. And to be fair, in a regular season, they would be jury here, right? And that brings up a whole other can of worms because we thought we were starting jury this week, but now I guess we're still 2 weeks from starting jury, 3 weeks from starting jury.
Yeah. So if I understood correctly, Julie Chen said that like there's no eviction on Thursday of this week. Like she said at the end, she said there's no HOH, there's no veto, and on Thursday we're gonna see which of Jared and Cameron's games get resurrected. So that to me tells me that we're not even getting like a regular eviction on Thursday at the end of
unless it comes at a sacrifice. And somehow
like whoever wins
the race sacrifice.
And somehow they're swapping with somebody that's currently in the game.
I think that would be way too overpowered. I don't put it past producers.
But what are we gonna do for a week?
I mean, just call that twist like Cirie's compromise or Cirie's sacrifice at that point. Because if that's what it is, Andrew, like I would call such bullshit on production being like Cirie like doesn't want to be here anymore. She wants to quit. She wants Jared to like go on in the game. So she will be like the blood sacrifice for spooky week. And I just think that's so bullshit. Like the whole like dialogue on Twitter about like, well, Cirie, like she doesn't have anything to prove. Like if she wants to quit the game, like we understand, like let her son like play and stuff like that. I don't care who you are in Big Brother or Survivor or anything. Like a quitter is a quitter is a quitter to me.
I
really didn't like when Sandra quit.
I was just about to ask you that question. It
kind of tastes the same. Even when Cirie has far less wins under her belt than Sandra did too. I'm not about it. Like, I will not excuse a quitter just because it's Cirie. So I really hope that at the end of all this bullshit this week, it doesn't end with Cirie sacrificing her game for Jared in some way.
If that's the case, though, then we needed 2. We technically are only getting 1. There's not an eviction next week, so we have 2 more whole weeks before the jury phase actually starts, and that feels just so freaking late to me.
And I think the reason why it's going to happen like that is purely because of, we said we were going to do 100 days, and now they're realizing like, now we got to make everything make sense because we had somebody in the very beginning that we had to kick out of the house, and so I don't think that we'll get like another double or triple or anything like that this season. I think this next week, I wouldn't be shocked if we see the luxury comps instead. We see something that is like, a scary version of like, you know what I would love for them to do is, even though I personally would hate this competition, if they brought back the like haunted house inside the BB house for like a luxury comp or something, I think that'd be so cool. Or if they have a twist where somebody wins a power or something instead of like a veto competition. Did Julie say, I didn't catch this, are they battling it out to see who comes in? Or are they getting voted back in?
We have no idea.
It very well could be a vote back in situation where the house votes somebody to be reanimated. Which, if that's the case, I have to imagine Jared gets this, but I also, because you're going to have Blue and Cirie pushing for him, but I could also see Cory and America wake up and go, Cameron's way better for our game. And I think that side of the house could also push Cameron. So I think this has potential, if it's a vote situation, to actually be a really interesting week.
I just don't know what we're gonna do we've never had like a non-HOH for a week. We've never had what are we going to do for 7 days with one episode, a Sunday night episode, and that's it? Like,
we're gonna vibe, it's just like, it's gonna be great. We're gonna like kitty kitty purr meow
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Like, there's a lot of questions about how this week is going to turn out and stuff like that. I'm just so bummed because, like, I feel like this just takes all the wind out of our sails of what was otherwise a really exciting double eviction, right? Like, I hate that all of this might have been for nothing because, like, this tonight was such a clean sweep of 2 very strong and very messy players this season. And, like, I was so impressed, like, how everybody, like, the quote unquote like underdogs, like the mighty middle, if you will, like they really came together. They won all the comps. They got out Cameron and Jared. What?
I love Ingrid's idea in the chat. How about a scary food comp? So what if it's like a Survivor, like, eating kind of competition, food comp for like have-nots or something? I definitely think, like, while I totally agree with you guys, I'm also trying to like roll with this a little bit because I do think ultimately all of this was to protect the fields at the end of the day.
Yeah.
They're bringing in the ratings. This is obviously important during the middle of a writer's strike and actor's strike. And I think that, with we're seeing like with the Traitor US season 2 coming out in Canada, all these big juggernaut reality TV stars are going to be the ones that are like replacing primetime scripted television, right? So I could absolutely see them again. I really think this season is throwing things at the wall, making little twists to things that they've done in the past and seeing what resonates with audiences. I wouldn't be shocked if we get a winter season and like see what happens there. So I think that what they're trying to do is make do with, okay, well, we have one less person at this game, this part of the phase of the game. We have Cirie still in the game and she's losing her steam because at this point she's done way more time than she ever would have on a Survivor game. And she's like running out of steam. I will say she has never said I will quit. I do think like there is a form of quitting and saying put me up over Jared or something like that, right? And asked to be eliminated. I definitely agree with that. But as soon as Jared was like, shut up, we're never going to do that, that put her straight. And even tonight, I don't know if you guys noticed this or not, when Jared was about to give his speech, they both looked at each other, did a very subtle no, which was like, don't out our relationship. And so I really think that if Cirie is smart, which we know she is, I don't think she's going to say anything for a while and get a vibe of the house. Once Jared and Cameron come back in, she knows, okay, at this point, I have a completely different game and obstacle to go over. So I think with this week, there's potential for things to get shaken up in a way that, we went from the Cirie side of the house running things to being absolutely at the bottom with all of these different pairs with a strong middle 2 or 3. And I really think all of that's going to be blown up with the potential of having Cameron or Jared re-enter the house.
And I totally agree. Like, sorry, go ahead, Andrew.
No, I was just saying, y'all talked about like the whole Luke situation and how that changed it up. I actually think tonight was supposed to be a triple. And I think the zombie twist was supposed to have 3 come back in and not 2.
Yeah.
But based on the Luke situation, and again, once I see what the twist actually is, I might change my mind on that.
Sure.
But to me, it makes more sense to have more people coming in than just 2 during this week. So I think tonight in the original storyboard, I think it might have been bring back the triple, 3 go in and 1 comes back.
I think it's cute that they thought this far into the season when they were storyboarding. No, I agree with you.
I thought that this conspiracy theory that one of the producers like watches my weekly meltdown of all Big Brother covers. They watch our show, and they started listening to Andrew like worrying about like the timeline for the rest of the season. They're like, wait a minute, we need to like come up with like some kind of like bullshit twist to like give us another week or 2.
Also, time out. We need to give Andrew some flowers here because for a couple weeks now, he's been saying, I think there's going to be a buyback of some sort. There's going to be a buyback competition. And we were kind of shutting that down. And
I said Camp Comeback. I said even Camp Comeback multiple times on this show.
And guess what? It's pretty much Camp Comeback. I mean, they're not going to be like it. Well, maybe they will be in their own room and we just don't know. But like at this point, you kind of nailed that, Andrew. So we need to just give some props here where it's due.
I'll write your seasons. Just call me.
There you go. Dominic's giving you some flowers.
Thank you, Dominic. Yes.
But no, yes, Beth, like the hypothetical setup we have here is exciting. I'm just frustrated that like we literally have no idea like what is in store this week. Like I just wish that like they told us more about how the format of the game is going to work, because Julie Chen Moonves with that Bob telling us this is going to be a week of Big Brother like we've never seen before.
That's because they me more than anything. They're still cooking, guys. Come on, give them some time. They're trying to figure out this.
And yeah, so Joseph Boza said like I knew something was up when like Mike Bloom tweeted that there was no exit press. So what I thought was going to happen tonight was Jared and Cameron would like compete almost like Big Brother 13 style when like Brendan competed against Lawan for like to come back into the game. And I thought all of that was going to happen like tonight, like in this hour. So I just like, I hate that like it's basically the same thing, but it's like being drawn out over a week and like no HOH. Like, I don't know. It's weird, but I guess
this cast has had so much gameplay in the first 50 days. I think they're like, what if we gave you like a weekend to like take it down a notch because you guys are burning out and we still have another complete half of the season to go. So
what if the luxury comp is they all get edibles like before like a scary competition?
You're in Cali.
I would love that.
And maybe I'm just giving more credit again. I just don't think we're going to have the only thing that happens this week is these two are going to compete in some
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I don't think. That's why I don't know. Like, she didn't say nobody was going to be evicted. She said resurrected, but we didn't go anything else. And to me, resurrection could come at the cost of someone else. So, like, I don't think that. I don't know. Maybe that's me giving too much credit to Grodner and Mia, but I just think there's got to be more.
Okay, I just came up with what the twist is. Are y'all ready?
I cannot wait.
Sit
Let me get this text ready to send to Grudner.
Producers, are you watching?
Producers, ready? Are you ready? Okay. So there will be. Hey Tim, I'm doing that for Allison. There will be a twist or a competition where people who lose, who come in last, will be paired up with either Jared or Cameron. The house then votes which pair do we want to evict the person who is not being resurrected / who we're resurrecting back into the competition. So if you finish last or second to last, you get put with either Jared or Cameron. If Cameron gets voted into the house, you leave. I'm just putting it out there. What if that's the twist?
I'm shaking my head at just like how mad I am that all of this is happening this week.
Well, don't worry. Anytime I say a twist, it always happens. So don't worry about it.
That's true.
So talking not about the stupid things that happened tonight, but about some of the actual meat. To me, it was a pretty boring episode. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I know you thought it was an exciting double. It was predictable. It was predictable. Right. But to me, the star of the episode and the star of this season right now is McCall. Mimi is.
I thought you were going to say Julie's Bob. I thought this was a huge setup for the joke, and then it didn't happen. I don't know if you saw my face, but I think I actually dropped.
Like I expected you to kind of agree with me, and then I got no response from Beth, and I'm like, Mimi to me is the player right now. And again, she is playing one of the best UTR BB games I have ever seen in my entire life. And the way she's positioning herself and positioning herself in those right crevices, there's shifts going on. She's a part of them. She's in the background playing, but she's not the center of any of it. Like, she is playing one of the most amazing under the radar games I have ever seen.
I could tell she was really scared when we get to the HOH comp in the double eviction, and she's the first one up there for the knockout competition. And Julie says, all right, out of all the house guests, it's not even some have been eliminated already. Mimi, you're you're casting the first stone. Who do you want to compete against in the HOH? And she chose Bowie Jane. I think that's a really excellent kind of representation of how she's just playing super under the radar, not picking any sides. Even after this Izzy flip last week, she was really able to go back to the brown sugar babes and really just blame it on listen, I didn't really care about the rest of the mess. I just wanted Felicia to stay over Izzy. That's all.
Yeah.
And
she has good relationships too with pretty much everybody else in the house. The only thing that she probably should have been worried about, and it almost happened, was if Blue had won. Now, I think Blue had settled on if she won a double eviction HOH that she was probably going to put up Cory and Jag with a Mimi replacement nom if she needed it. And I think that her idea of that was, I'm going to put up somebody from this pair and somebody from this pair, and then also potentially have Mimi in my back pocket to put up, and because we know that she's paired up with Felicia. So for the house dynamics, we have Cory and America, Matt and Jag, Cirie and Jared, Mimi and Felicia, and then there's just kind of Bowie chilling out. And so by also by choosing Bowie, like you're saying, she doesn't go cast a stone against anybody.
Who?
But but fucking Bowie Jane also is the kind of person that she got up there and she was like, all right, good day, let's do this. She's not thinking strategically if I'm being chosen, that should be almost a slight against me in this game. That should tell me something about the relationship. She gets up there, she's like, all right, let's try our best. High five, that kind of thing. So I'm also what a great person to choose, because she's not going to take it personal.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I don't know what else to say after that. I just lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry.
Mimi's playing a really great game. I also want to just give Matt some props here too. That was very
sorry. That was
Allison would have been really excited right now.
Did it sound like a fart? Because it did on my end.
It did. No, I want to give Matt his his props here too, because like I feel like he's really in a very comfortable middle position. Like I think like no matter how the double eviction went tonight, I feel like Matt was like the one person that was like safe no matter what. And I think like as these comps are getting like more physical, like going down to like towards the end of the game, I feel like there's a lot of upside to Matt and Jag. Like I feel like their luck is really turning around in this game, and I think I'm ready to make a bold prediction tonight that I think Matt is the winner of Big Brother 25.
I will not be shocked if that is the case. Last pick in the draft.
I was totally wrong. The amount of good things I said about Luke and the amount of bad things I said about Matt in the draft. Oh boy. I'm sorry. All of
I know. I can't wait. Even if you aren't the first person to have your entire team completely decimated, I'm going to make you a shirt anyway and just be like, this is who I'm like. And then just a faded out photo of redacted Luke on the back.
The best news is I hope we have a winter season so I can pick your crappy draft order quicker instead of having to wait till next summer, Tyler.
There you go. Perfect, Andrew.
I thought you said a winter season, like all winners, and then I realized winter. Yeah, and then I'm like,
I hope we have a winter season so I can give you that crappy draft order ASAP.
Right. But no, like as much as like Mimi is this like awesome like dark horse to root for, I feel like she can't really do anything if she's like not winning like these comps that like Jag and Matt can easily win, right? So I feel like they could like bring like her and like Blue along to the end. But I feel like Matt is taking this thing.
I think Matt will have a more overt game that people will see and recognize. But I think that if Mimi made it to the final two, she would be able to answer jury questions like no other. This is a political strategist who works in Washington.
I don't see us round with their final two.
I kind of do, actually. I think it'd be really fun.
I think it'd be fun. I just don't see the path.
Oh, gotcha.
Here's my prediction. That happens. It's a Legends winter season. Danny Donato's in the cast. I give me first pick and Tyler second pick just so I can take Danny from him before he gets picked.
Listen,
I don't know. BB22 might have ruined Danny for Tyler.
No, I still give my stand card out. I just like, so I think like Peridium made like a video last week that was like top 5 most disappointing returns in Big Brother history. And like Tim was like on the sofa watching this with me, and I was like, I bet you Danny Donato is going to be on this list, and I'm going to be so upset, but I'm not going to disagree with that at all.
You're going to be like, you know what? It was earned.
It's a very complicated stan relationship at this point, but I would still have to stan.
Also, we want to say hello to Michael, but also thank you to Kylan. Thank you so much for the support. Kylan says, you would think Grodner would do a pre-jury battle back. I would rather have that than this zombie twist. Which I mean is like we're essentially having a week-long pre-jury battle back that's only 2 people. Like it's weird. Like why not?
It is weird.
Was I the only one that thought Cameron was going to come out with like dead makeup?
No, I did too. It was pretty anticlimactic when he came out. I was hoping he would have gone backstage and had the same exact, because like in the diary room and such before they did the elimination, his elimination, he had his straightened lock. So I was hoping that they were going to go and be like straighten his hair out just like a bob like Julie and then bring him back out. Oh, it would have been so good.
I was expecting like him to come out or something like.
Yeah, that would have been
do it.
Zombie daddy.
Why would you put that in the universe?
I'm sorry. But no, I really wish it was like a formal like pre-jury battle back. Because think about it, like we have some really awesome pre-jurors this season. We have I think like Riley made her mark in her like short time that she was here. Heisem would be hilarious to come back into the game at this point.
At this point, it'd be so good.
Izzy, like no, not Luke. I feel like even Kirsten would make like a really interesting goal to come back here. But yeah, I don't know. Instead, we get the Jared and Cameron show.
Hey, that's what we love.
Well, I did update our draft. I said that I didn't, but I just did while y'all were talking. So here's what I did.
When I wasn't paying attention, you guys, I decided to update our graphic. And no,
exactly. So here we go. So I made Jared and Cameron like zombified.
I love that. Yes.
So interesting that Jackie and Allison's first picks were the targets in the double eviction tonight. And Beth, your team is still #unscathed.
You know, the last time I was here, Tyler, you asked me about the draft, and I said I think Team Jackie is about to take a nosedive very, very quickly, and that's
right.
Exactly what has happened.
For sure, yeah. It's interesting that like we have so many like little pockets of like 2 or 3 people, but I feel like those groups are being targeted like in sequential order. Like I feel like the house is kind of like targeting like Cirie, Felicia, Izzy, Jared right now, and then after that, I feel like the target's going to shift to like Cory and America. I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to back, and then like maybe like they would start targeting Jag and Matt, but I feel like they could just win out at that point.
I think here's the thing, okay? If Jag and Matt start winning a lot of the competitions in the next week or two, like when there's actually competitions, I think Mimi and Felicia will come together, and Cirie would come together with Cory and America and be like, we have to at least get Matt out or at least get Jag out. And I think that they would break up that pair first. Also because Cory and anybody else, or America, I mean, and anybody else who's like a true super fan of this game knows that the competitions get more physical, especially in modern day Big Brother as it goes along. So tonight, all right, we saw Matt really take off in that veto. Like, I mean, that was watching an Olympian at work, right? I would not be shocked if they start going, okay, so he won the power and he's won this and Jag has won a couple of times. They're the threat to win the competitions we need, and we need to get rid of them.
And with whoever comes back between Jared and Cameron.
Oh, yeah. And that's absolutely going to be another threat. So if you're Cory in America, you're going to be wanting to make some relationships. Like America and Blue have this final 2 now, which is interesting, where they're both more than willing to throw their showmance under the bus in order to play, which I am very excited about. So I think that you're going to start seeing some potential pockets of people who are willing to go out and say, you know what, I think for this week, it's kind of like the Survivor voting blocks of Cambodia. I think they would have a voting block per week, depending on who has power and who doesn't.
You know, I also think looking at this draft board, I think everybody left has a winner possibility except Allison.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think I mean, if Blue and Bowie go to the final 2 together, I will never hear the end of it from Allison. But I do think, like, I don't think anybody at this point is going to waste a week getting rid of Bowie. I really think Bowie's the GOAT to go to the end. And also, she's actually played really well this week. Like, she actually started playing. She's realizing that she's kind of the swing vote for a lot of people. But
Cameron's not out yet. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Cameron could still very easily be the winner at the end of this thing. Sorry to throw that into the universe as well.
I literally want to vomit now. So
it could happen. It could happen. So I like, oddly enough, I feel like a zombified Cameron is Allison's best shot at winning the draft this year.
And it's a long shot. I would like, ever since Chris Underwood, if you're evicted, you shouldn't win. Sorry. It's just, I have issues. I agree. I also want to say the best shot for a Fields to win this game is for Cameron to come back and not Jared.
Oh, 1,000%. I mean, I have a theory, and I would actually love to hear your thoughts on this. Both of your thoughts. I really think that if Jared didn't have the pressure of having his mom in the house, who's also this legend and all this stuff, I think a lot of the reason why he plays sloppily is because he still feels like the teenager who's going to get reprimanded by his mom in the house. I think he actually would be a decent player if he had the autonomy in a season. But I think that he's played so sloppily because he's like trying to have that teenager like independence from his mom, but ultimately he's like, whatever, mom said I have to vote out so-and-so, so I'm going to do it. Like, I really think he has the makings of actually being a really decent player. What are your thoughts on that?
Go ahead, Andrew.
I think you're wrong.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I think you would be in the majority of people.
I think why it goes back to him revealing the secret to Blue, right? Like, I don't think that, like, if we're worried about being reprimanded of mom, we never tell that secret, and we never hand that secret. I think, and I might get some boos and some hisses, and I might get canceled for this. I think Jared still has a lot of maturing to do. Like,
oh, yeah.
I just think he's very sloppy, and I don't think that's necessarily because of mom. I think that's just because I think he's still somewhat of a high school boy that likes to talk to things, and he saw a girl that he wanted to have sex with on the couch. Like those are things that if we were truly worried about the reprimanding of mom, wouldn't be happening in the Big Brother house. And so I just think he's a bad player.
Fair.
I think the issue is Cirie's like tight leash that she has for Jared, right? Like, I think I said like a few weeks ago when they were trying to decide like whether or not they should like flip on, I think it was Heisem. And Cirie was really telling him, like, no, we have to be on the same page about this. And I think I said on the show, I was like, why did they have to be on the same page about this? Like, why can't they vote separately? Like, why can't they have, like, opposing opinions and let those opposing opinions be pretty public? I feel like having that like public discourse instead of being on the same page so visibly, right? Like, the house views them as mother and son. Like regardless if it's like true or not, right? Like that's how, like, that's the perception of the house, and that's a perception that Jared and Cirie have directly contributed to together. I feel like if Cirie allowed Jared to play his own game a little bit more and dissent away from Mama Cirie a little more independently, I think it would work out better for both of them, to be honest.
So I agree. I actually think that where I'm coming from is if he didn't even have Cirie in the house, like, I don't, there's no big secret to really, I mean, he could still, that could still be a secret. My mom is Cirie Fields.
That blow up with Cory wouldn't have happened.
But that blow up with Cory would, like, there's so many things that I just feel like that pressure's not there. He has really good thoughts and opinions a lot of the time, but then he just gets really frustrated. He's quick to anger. He's quick to get frustrated. He doesn't like being challenged. And those are all the things that Andrew's 1,000% right about, that's a maturity thing. That's an entitlement thing. You know, like, there's things like that, like, I'm in, you know, blah, blah, blah. But I do think if he didn't have that pressure of having his mom in the house with him, I think he would maybe be thinking for himself a little bit more.
We also have to think, like, this is the oldest house on average since Big Brother 10 as well. So, like, him being a little, like, immature in age and maturity wise, like, doesn't, like, especially sticks out this season as well. Sorry to interrupt you, Andrew.
No, you didn't interrupt. The only thing I think would have been different, Beth, is not necessarily that. Like, I almost disagree with Tyler. I think he would have had a different blow up earlier. I think who he aligned with would be different.
1,000%. Right? He would have been with Riley and Cameron and the Blue and all of them. It would have been the young crowd.
Right now he'd be with Jared and Matt, or Jag and Matt. I'm sorry. Right now, like so I don't know if I think that like he would have played more maturely. I just think it would have been a completely different route. And then I guess that makes it harder to predict as to how he would have played. So I just think it would have been aligned. Like, I don't think he's with Felicia, and I don't think he's with them as much if he didn't have that Cirie tie-in. Yeah. So I don't think it's necessarily like, how can I say it? Because I think the whole trajectory of who he would align with is different. Yeah. Could that have made it less sloppy? Maybe. But it could have also been more frat boy takeover, young buff guys trying to run the game, and been more sloppy in the same regards, right? Yeah. So I feel like you asked a complicated question. That's
I did. That's what I like.
14 different Big Brother. It could have been the scatterverse. It could have been the scaryverse. It could have been the comic verse. It could have. We're
here talking about just the multiverse, in a different multiverse where this is happening when Jared doesn't have his mom in the house. What does it work like? You know. Chippy has a really important question for you in the chat, Andrew. How are you a hustler? Oh no!
Zombie! The zombie's here. The zombie's here.
I'm sorry. Everybody just left. I don't know if y'all could hear. Y'all. Okay, I know. I'm late to the party. But hello. Jared is freaking a zombie. Cameron's a freaking zombie. And when when Cameron came out and Jared was sitting there, he was like, I told you, brother. I told you that you'd be next. I was like, bam, there it is, right there. He told you. And then they did the slap in the hands and everything. And then Julie goes, yeah, but you're going to be in the house together and only one of you is going to be resurrected. And they're like, oh, yeah, that's cool. Back to hating each other. Okay, sorry. I just thought that was awesome.
No, you good. So you watched the episode.
That's
right,
the show, ladies.
Yeah, I
and
watched it
gentlemen.
with
Thank you
my
for coming.
parents.
Right.
I love
Do
how
what?
you
That was a
were
whole
at your
episode.
dinner and just like having it on your phone and being like,
We were eating dinner, and then my dad disappears to the living room, and I didn't realize it was like after 7, and they were about to do the first vote. And I'm like, look at you sliding in here, not telling anybody. So I went in there. Then my mom came in there. Then we started watching. Then Cloud came in there. My grandson, he was watching. And then we were all in there watching it. And then my son and my daughter-in-law and her sister are in there, and they were just like, "What's going on? They're gonna be a what?"
And we're like, we have no effing clue.
you're like,
A zombie?
actually, none of us know what's happening, but we're rolling with it apparently. So
And my
We've
son
just
goes,
been
"Is that the
speculating
dude
this
from
whole
Fleetwood
time."
Mac? Who is that?"
Hold on. I need Allison's opinion on one thing from the episode.
Mhm.
Julie's hair.
Okay, that was the second thing.
Put her big again.
Whoa. So I go in and I bust my dad, and the first words out of my mouth were not, "Oh, look at you sliding in here." I go, "What is going on with Julie's head?" And my dad goes, "I think it's a wig."
I do think it's a wig. I do
That's
think
a
it's a
shame.
wig.
I think it's a wig. I think it's definitely a wig. But yeah, I couldn't take my eyes off that wig. I was just
Wait,
kind
it
of
was paired with like such a weird outfit too. And like actually a few little styles, and it would have been okay, but like it just went like she went full Karen mode with that like whole ensemble.
Dude, she got a book that came out. She's been all over talking about But First Jesus. She's everywhere. So she had to look like the Karen that sits up front every Sunday.
I love it.
That's the one reaction I needed. Sorry.
No, that was a necessary one. Andrew, can you explain your hustler name for Chippy?
I'd have to do it when we go off air because it's somewhat illegal, and I could be the hustler. Was a joke. So I was on a game show called The Hustler for ABC. Almost 4 years ago. Because Bria's gonna be 4 next week, and it was the December after she was born, because I remember like dealing with the fact that I was leaving my wife with like a 2-month-old baby for 3 days to go do this.
But it aired what, like 2 years ago?
It aired. That was December, so it was the February, not the following February, but the February following that is when the episode.
So I think it aired in like 2022.
No, it was
21.
21, because when I went, it was right before COVID. Like it was before the COVID situation.
Wow.
And broke down. So yeah, so I did it in 2020, and then it was 2022, Allison.
Okay.
No, you're right. Because COVID happened in 2020. So I filmed in 19 and it aired in 22.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Regardless, it was a game show that he was on that was like a strategy game show.
It was a really good show. I really liked it.
It's on Amazon Prime Video, season 1, episode 7. Every tick has its tail. There's my shameless plug. Season 1.
Wait, do you get residuals? Like, do you get like?
Wait a minute, Andrew. Shouldn't you be on strike?
No, I don't get residuals. I'm not on strike.
Not a SAG actor.
We're crossing picket lines here.
Are you crossing picket lines to be on a show?
But I am actually like filming
like
from
Drew Barrymore.
I'm filming from Sequester right now. I'm about to go on the Traitors 2 because of my time
that's my thing.
It's all like stars now, Beth, so it's me. Can we talk about that briefly before we go out? Can we talk about this Traitors 2 rumored cast?
Yes,
it's not even rumored anymore. It's official.
Yeah. So I actually I have the thing up 1 second because I wanted to talk about this.
Let me ask y'all something real quick. So since there's not going to be an HOH or anything like that,
good luck.
Do you think that next Thursday they're going to vote for who they're going to resurrect?
We have no idea.
We have no idea.
And
We were
what's gonna
talking about
happen
that
for the
earlier.
league?
Dude, I was so depressed last night. I was trying to get on the live feeds and I couldn't because I just wanted to see Cameron one more time on the live feeds.
You were
Just-
the only person.
I am the only
besides
person,
family
just
who
because
thought that.
I love to see him sitting there glaring alone. I don't know. It just,
You know what? And yesterday too, he had a straightened hair, so he looked real different.
he had straight hair yesterday.
It was in this episode too. It was like his in like
Portions of it.
yeah,
So
in the
I gotta
very beginning of the episode. So you might have to go back and watch that. But
And the only thing I have to say about this Traitors 2 casting, why the frick do we have Trishelle when we could have had Angelina?
I agree.
I have no problem with any part of this cast. I have no problems.
Understand why Trishelle is there. I really don't get it. I would have much rather had Angelina from Jersey
Give me
Shore.
queen number 1 right here.
Yes.
All right, so we've got Janelle.
we're drafting already. Andrew's got Janelle.
I
It's
definitely
the blonde. It's the blonde.
I want us to cover this show. Like, I think it'll probably air in January. That's when the last season of the Traitors US aired. So they are currently filming. So hopefully we get that. But okay, so yeah, so this is the cast, and this has been confirmed. Apparently Peacock was like pissed that it got leaked, so they like scrapped all their plans for like a slow reveal and just like made like a very quick like TikTok reel, just like names of like credits kind of thing. So here it is. So Janelle from Big Brother. We have Johnny Bananas.
I can't wait for Johnny Bananas to get absolutely schooled by people who
Yes.
actually know how to play.
Thank
Also,
you.
real quick plug. House of Villains does start this week, I think, or is it?
Yes.
House of Villains is this week or next, so excited about that.
My friend Jeremy was supposed to be on House of Villains, and
I remember that.
Yeah, so I won't be shocked if House of Villains does well, which I think it will. I think that he'll get cast for season 2, which would be great.
Next we have Trishelle from The Real World.
I don't get it, man. I really don't get this at all. I really think
she's a reality TV legend.
No, she's not. She's
come
not
on.
that
Yes, she
great,
is.
dude. No, she's not.
No, I'm not saying she's great. I wouldn't like invite her to a party.
I would never call her a reality show legend.
She
Angelina
is.
from Jersey Shore
Oh,
is more
yes.
of a legend than
Of
Trish.
course.
Or who? What would
I
have?
do not
Trash
want
Bill?
Angelina from Jersey Shore. Give me
Angelina
Omarosa.
is.
Excuse me, it's
Angelina.
Angelina.
Give me Omarosa
Angelina.
before you give me that crap.
Listen, I've
Anyway,
recently
Snooki was
gotten
out here
to-
with Angelina, and it was so insane. That's my Pauly D impression.
I've recently gotten back into Jersey Shore, and I love Angelina. Like, she's like one of my favorite reality TV people right now. She's easily my favorite of like all the Jersey
It's
Shore
like,
cast.
why did Allison have to come back on?
We want good TV, right? Next we have CT from The Challenge. I feel like this is a weird choice for the Traitors. I
love it.
They want someone who's gonna talk like this and get really intense.
I'm gonna do what I gotta do, you know?
He's gonna be great confessionals. He's gonna be like an Ari from Traitors 1.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Joseph Boza says, "Get the hell out, Tyler."
The amount of times I've been told that on this show.
Give me 2 seconds.
Joseph
My daughter
Boza,
left her
love
stuffy in the backpack in the car, and she's trying to put her to sleep. I'll be right back.
Oh, God.
Imagine if Angelina showed up on a Trader season with trash bags as her suitcase. That would be so
I'd be
good.
into it. Next, we have Dan Giesling, the legend himself, is returning. I really hope that he's one of the Traitors. And like, I feel like everybody's saying like, "Oh, that would be too obvious." Like, it's Dan Giesling. Like, he will make it work.
I'm
somehow.
sorry. In my opinion, and I didn't even watch the Traitors US season 1, it was obvious that they would make Cirie a traitor, and she still won.
Right.
Like, why wouldn't they go for these like juggernaut like people? That makes sense.
Lindsay Hubbard. I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who this is.
God, I thought
What is
that was
she holding?
Octo. I thought that was
Is she holding a
Octomom.
vibrator?
Is that Octomom?
No.
I don't know who that is.
No idea. Tamara Judge from Real Housewives of Orange County.
Don't watch it.
Carson Bergensen from Love Island.
Don't watch it.
Those pancakes look good though.
His terrible hair.
Larsa Pippen from Real Housewives of Miami.
Don't watch it.
Go scroll past this one because he's not on the cast anymore.
Yeah, Boston Rob's not on the cast.
Getting the best of me. Of course, you can't have Rob
it's
without
getting-
Sandra.
It's getting the best of me.
I don't know if I could be a traitor.
I know. That's too bad that he's not on the cast. It would have been great.
I know, right? Because we have Sandra Diaz-Twine here
He's not in the cast?
on the Traitors. No, he's not. No.
Then why is he in the list?
This isn't the official list. This is the spoiler list, but they
update it. Yeah. So next we have Sandra Diaz-Twine, legend herself, and Parvati Shallow here on the Traitors as well.
Yeah. And they apparently are not getting along. I mean, or haven't been for a while, but
y'all Parvati remember that like Twitter, Instagram feud that they had like a few months ago, right?
Yep. Back in like February or something like that.
I don't remember that. I don't really get on Twitter outside of Big Brother.
Well, basically somebody in a Facebook group was like, I can't believe like Sandra won Heroes versus Villains over Parvati. She was robbed. And Sandra commented in the Facebook group and she was like, listen, if you spend 20 minutes on an island with Parvati, you will understand why nobody wanted to vote for her in the end.
Whoa.
Sandra said that. And
it was so good.
And Parvati had some like very like political response back. Like it threw some shade, but she was like, "Yeah, I'm a villain." Type of I don't know.
It was good.
So we'll see what happens with the two of them. I'm excited. And Lindsay and Beth are unfortunately not on the cast. Which that's a bummer. I would have loved to see Beth play the Traitors.
Oh God, you see her and Sandra.
Beth would have been the Kate Chastain.
Yes, for sure. Absolutely. Next we have this kid, Jack Stirrup.
Is that Cody?
I know. Doesn't it look like Cody? It's so weird.
My brother Cody.
Cirie Whitfield from Real Housewives of Atlanta. Tim was showing me a compilation of some of her greatest fights on Housewives last night. So we can expect some some messy drama here. Claudia Jordan from Celebrity Apprentice and Real Housewives of Atlanta. Don't know her. Marcus Jordan from he's Michael Jordan's son and basketball player.
That's cool.
Peter Weber from The Bachelor and Bachelorette.
Did you scroll right over Boston Rob?
He's not.
Oh, we are. Yeah, we made fun of him already. You were.
Oh, he's not.
Also, Jack and Claudia are not in the cast.
Yeah.
So this is not the official thread to really look at. They did post like the Traitors Twitter itself also.
When they said Peter Weber at first, I got all excited because I thought it was the actor from Wings.
Phaedra Parks is gonna be insane. It's gonna be.
What? Hold on a second. What is this?
Allison,
outfit?
I need you to wear this outfit on.
What
next
is
show
that?
As part of the Scaryverse.
That looks like a black spider web camel toe.
Yeah, you need to wear Julie's bob this outfit for tomorrow or for next week's live show.
I had Julie's bob, and I will send you a picture of me with it.
God.
I bet you could actually rock it though.
Oh,
this
no.
is my favorite.
Next we have Peppermint. Beth, give us the Peppermint scoop.
Okay, so Peppermint is incredibly charismatic, beloved by everybody. Like she literally has no beef with anybody, which is like fan favorite for sure. She was in season 9 of RuPaul's Drag Race where they got to a final 4 and it was like, oh, well, if we're going to go by track record, I guess Peppermint's going to go, but nobody in the audience or anybody wanted her to go. And originally she was eliminated and they brought them back a couple days later and said, we're going to actually film a couple other scenarios. And they filmed them all staying, which is actually what happened. And it led to a final 4 and a completely new finale structure that we now follow, where she actually got second place in that season after originally potentially being eliminated at number 4. She's an incredible lip syncer. She's so much fun, and she is a New York City icon. She's a trans woman. She is amazing. She's so funny. Please do yourself a favor and look up some clips of her. She's incredible. You'll love her.
I'm just glad to see Drag Race players like finally getting cast on like all these like these spin-off shows. You know what I mean? Like I feel like they never get the opportunity. So I'm excited.
And on Traitors Canada, Fierce Delicious is also on there too. So as they should be, because guess what? These people are reality TV gold and they're funny. Like, why wouldn't you want them? They got a lot of personality.
Next we have.
That looks. Never mind. No, I was gonna say, is she? Those are glasses, or is she on oxygen? Those are glasses, right?
Those are glasses.
Okay. I didn't know. I can't. I don't know.
No. Yeah,
Can't bring my glasses with me when I ran in here. Sorry.
Some guy named Maskim
Is she on oxygen? I'm still there. I'm still on the oxygen.
Andrew, I'm just so unfazed after all these years of bi-weekly.
Sorry.
Do something. Next. Love Island UK.
Nobody watches that. Okay.
Kevin Creeder, Bling Empire, Netflix.
When did Derek X get back on the couch?
Right.
Deontay Wilder, a boxer. John Burkow, former member of Parliament of the UK.
What a transition between the boxer and then him.
Right.
Oh my God. I want Peppermint and Sandra to pair up like no other. It would make me so happy.
I thought you said, Tyler, I thought you said that it was all reality or famous people, because I'm seeing a lot of like non.
They're all reality people.
I was making a joke of like Michael Jordan's son and the parliamentarian. And
yeah, I mean, like the term celebrity is being used very loosely here, just like Celebrity Big Brother. But I think overall this is a really exciting cast. Like, I can't wait to see Janelle and Dan play again together. I can't wait to see Parvati and Sandra's drama. I feel like Dan definitely has some ways to make it to the end with this cast. I love
how the people in the bottom right, are so insignificant. They don't even get their own picture. They're split.
So, if your production, who's your traitors?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I think you go for the power.
I say Dan, Parvati, and Peppermint.
I think you do at least 2 of Dan, Sandra, Parvati, because people will think it's the obvious thing, but they're so good that they can turn it around. Mm-hmm. But I also think you choose someone similar, like a Peppermint, or someone who's a little
Johnny Bananas.
No, I was going to say I think you would choose Burkow, actually, the Parliament. Well, like as Matt said,
an easy fall guy.
Well, because he was as Matt says, Matt in the chat, he was the Speaker of Parliament for a decade, and he's really charismatic, and that is true.
Okay.
When I was in the UK, they definitely spoke very highly of Burkow, regardless politically of where you aligned. So I could see them trying to choose someone who's really charismatic, someone who could not necessarily fit the Cirie shoes, but someone who can be empathetic and be right there with people, right? And I feel like you choose someone who's really charismatic and has a lot of...
There's 3, right?
Yeah, that's why I think CT's a traitor.
I had the most random 3, just because the most random 3 that I have on Big Brother right now are still there. I've cut Michael Jordan's son, Peter Weber, and Treshelle.
I would love for Treshelle to be a traitor.
I don't know why. I just think I don't know.
Also, this spoiler account tweeted that Derek Levasseur got the call, but he declined. In my fan fiction, in my head, it's because he knew that Dan was going on. He didn't want to get his ass whooped like Cody did in the first season of The Traitors. So he said, "I can't do it. Sorry."
Yeah, I like that.
But
one of my party notes for Allison. This is a fun little haha for Allison. I a minute ago I had to go to the car to get my daughter's marshmallow stuffy because she can't sleep without it, and it was in It was in her backpack, and every day her backpack comes home, and her artwork that they make every day in her new school comes home, and
it's an elephant.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, what a long trunk.
Allison, Jesus, don't talk about me like that.
That's where my mind went to. I was like, for the podcast listeners.
I was just saying it was a long trunk.
It's not helping.
Right.
Where's my reaction where I do the like
right
a couple weeks
Sorry,
ago.
I was blushing.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Any other thoughts, Allison, about the double eviction before we sign off here?
Well, from what I saw of it, it was real exciting. I'm just going to be a big fat Big Brother nerd right now. I was holding my grandson when Cory won HOH, and I started going, "Yay!" And my grandson started going, "Ah!" And he started clapping too. Like, I don't know what we're clapping about, but yay! And I was like, "Okay, this is great. This is great. This is gonna." I said, "This is what we're gonna do. He's gonna put up Cirie. He's gonna put up Jared, or he's gonna put up Jared, or I don't know what he's going to do, but he's going to backdoor Jared if he has to. He's going to do something. He's going to backdoor Cirie. I don't know what's going to happen. My mind's going a million miles a second." So he puts up Jared in blue, and Matt doesn't use the veto. Was that planned or?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was kind of stunned when he won, because my first thought was, is he going to use it and allow them to? No, he wouldn't do that.
No, going into this, everybody besides Cirie in blue wanted to get Jared out next, regardless if it was a double or not.
Blue's been talking a big deal this week about, oh, if I win HOH, I'm getting Jared out of here.
Yeah, but she also admitted, so she's gone back and forth, and so it's been blatantly obvious where she's been like, I would get out Jared, but maybe I'd get out Jared in a few weeks and not now. Well, actually, yeah, no, I'm going to get out Jared. No, actually, I'm not going to get out Jared. I realize he's actually close to me. And then people have caught on to that, and then she's point blank told America yesterday when they were having a final two discussion that they want to be final two together, that she was like, I am going to be very blunt with you. I have to put up Cory. And so America was like, great. And then this was right after they were like, we will absolutely not say anything to our showmance people. And then they both went immediately and spilled everything except for the fact that they have a final two to their showmances. So Cory knew that Blue would put him up. And so he said, I'm putting you up. And so that's why it was like, oh, good, there we go.
My favorite part about, we were all talking in my house, and I said, well, they're definitely going to get rid of Jared. I said, people are so sick of Jared. And my mom was like, well, why? And I go, because he's the biggest gaslighter in the house, Mom. And she goes, what's a gaslighter?
Look in the mirror. No, should
Good Lord. All right. I think that's our cue for the night.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, we'll see what happens with Sunday's episode. I was just about to say we'll be back either Sunday or Monday to talk about the HOH results, but we won't have HOH results. And we'll be back on Thursday, but not for an eviction, but a resurrection. So we'll see what happens with that.
Julie's praying for it all week.
God.
The resurrection.
With that, Bob, she needs it.
It was a Jesus joke.
Dude, all the interviews that she has been doing for this But First God book. Look, I'm not going to shit on anybody who's found Jesus. Good for them. Good for you. It's good for you. But the interviews are so cringe. It's like, anyway, thank you everyone for watching. Please subscribe to us on YouTube, and please listen to us on the Spotify, Apple Tunes, and wherever else we are.
Yes. And also consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/myweeklymeltdown to help us on all show.
And Allison, you missed it, but we had a lot of chat engagement and people watching tonight. So thank you guys for tuning in and joining us in the chat and stuff. Sorry, Andrew, what were you going to say?
No, I was going to say, and tomorrow the NASDAQ will announce that the Spotify Apple News is now one company.
There you go.
Spotify Apple Tunes.
Apple would never let that happen. All right. Everybody have a great rest of your night. Take care. Bye-bye.